You will have now spent some time getting to know how you cope with the choppiness of the sea, the emotional storms that show up in life, and the sharks that come circling around your boat. We have now discovered that all day long we're all doing towards and away moves, and it changes from moment to moment. When life isn't too hard, when things are going okay, when we're getting what we want in life, it's a lot easier to choose towards moves. But life is tough, and a lot of the time we don't get what we want. So throughout the day, we're going to encounter all sorts of difficult situations, and difficult thoughts, feelings, and body sensations are going to show up for us. When these do show up, we have a choice point. We can either choose to go towards our values or move away from our values. The problem is, the default setting for most of us humans is that when these difficult thoughts, feelings, or body sensations show up in us, we tend to get hooked by them. They kind of hook us in, reel us in, and jerk us around and pull us all over the place. They might hook us physically, so we start acting out and behaving in various ways with our arms and legs and our mouths. This is what other people will see us do. Or they might hook our attention, so instead of focusing on what we're doing, we get lost in our inner world. Other people may not notice this, as it's what's going on inside us. The more tightly we're hooked, the more we do those away moves. Everyone does this. However, when it happens a lot, it creates big problems. Almost every psychological problem that we know of, anxiety, depression, addiction, boils down to this basic process. We get hooked by difficult thoughts, feelings, and body sensations, and we start doing away moves. You will have identified some of your own away moves, but here is one example. You value connections to people and relationships. You've been invited to a close friend's birthday party. You're on your way to the party. You're feeling excited. It begins to rain. No pour down. You have a couple of streets to go and it's raining cats and dogs. You have no umbrella, and you really weren't dressed for the rain. It was a sunny day, but now it's turned cold, and before you know it, you're utterly soaking. Your shoulders tense up, your head and neck droops down, and you hurry your way there as quickly as possible, noticing more and more negative thoughts about the situation. Your mind is shouting, "You've gone and done it. You're soaked now. As if this has happened." Your mood becomes lower and angrier. "You should have brought an umbrella," your mind utters. You get to the door of your friend's house. Mind busying itself again with its stories and predictions. "You should just go home now. No one will like you in there anyway." You drop your head again and walk away from the house. You go call a taxi to go back home. You get home. You feel warmer and dry, but you feel lonely and left out. In this example, you can see how the thoughts, feelings, and body sensations has hooked the character in and affected her behaviour. She's behaved in ways to avoid, get rid, and distract herself from the difficult thoughts and feelings. Perhaps you can identify with it. But in trying to avoid and trying to get rid of these difficult feelings, she's moved away from her values and how she wants to be. However, by learning skills to be able to unhook ourselves from these difficult thoughts, feelings, and body sensations, we are able to notice these for what they are. But we do not have to let them dictate our behaviour, and we can choose to take towards moves instead. For example, consider this next scenario. You're on your way to a close friend's birthday party. You're feeling excited. It begins to rain. No, pour down. You have a couple of streets to go, and it's raining cats and dogs. You have no umbrella, and you really weren't dressed for the rain. It's cold, and before you know it, you're utterly soaking wet. So you accept this, saying to yourself, "Oh well, there's nothing I can do about getting wet. I may as well just continue to gradually make my way there." You notice the impulse to drop your head and neck, but you choose to turn towards the rain, looking up into the sky. You're getting wet, but you notice that you've started to smile. You notice your mind saying, "Hopefully, my friend will let me shower and loan me some dry clothes for the party." Your mind begins to become quite quiet, and you start to find that you've become interested in the sound of the raindrops, how they splash across the pavement. You arrive at your friends, uncomfortable, soaked, yet you feel at least a little content. You go in, feel grateful towards your friend for the shower and change of clothes, and enjoy the party. You look back the next day and realise that if you hadn't gone to the party, you would have missed out on a lot that matters to you, such as reconnecting with old friends and getting to know new people, even things you didn't expect, such as some concert tickets given to you for free as your friend could no longer go. The better we get at noticing the inner stuff, the thoughts, feelings, and body sensations, the better we get at not letting them hook us in. And then the better we get at choosing to make more towards moves. So when we're in these challenging situations and these difficult thoughts, feelings, and body sensations are showing up, there's a choice for us to make. How are we going to respond to this? We call this a choice point. The more hooked we get to the thoughts, feelings, and body sensations, the more likely we are to do away moves. But the more we can unhook ourselves, the easier it is to do towards moves. So, if we want to get good at making towards moves, we need to do two things. First, we need to learn some unhooking skills. Then, we need to get clear about what towards moves we want to make. Once those skills are in place, we've got a lot more choice about how we're going to respond to difficult stuff that life throws at us. You have already started the work on your values and what towards moves you want to make. So we're next going to learn how to unhook from the thoughts, feelings, and body sensations that hook us in.